This will be a channeled message. If you want to skip through the part where I channel, go ahead and do that. I'm hearing it starts with you. We'll keep that on the side. See what else is there. Number 3 is of significance. I'm seeing blue and yellow. Also the letter O. I don't know what that's about. I'm just giving you what I'm getting. There's something about you that wants to come through. So it's not really about another person, it's you. I feel like this will be like an empowering message. Something about you that you can change, that can change your life. What is it that you're trying to say? Look inwardly. Look inwardly is what I'm hearing. You know, this energy is giving me no, it's gone, so I'm not gonna say it. It is important to think, but not to be lost in thinking. Wow, that's interesting. Is what I heard for you. It's important to think, but not to get lost in thinking. You could be looking for a solution or wanting to find a solution for something, but you could be looking at the wrong direction or the direction that isn't part of the solution. Okay, so far we have it starts with you. Look inwardly, I think. And the sentence that I forgot, in the lines of don't overthink, or think deeply but don't get lost in your thinking. Yeah, I feel like this will be like an empowering message, because it seems like the energy is wanting to focus on you and how you look at things and how you perceive things. And what you're looking at could be your perception of it. And there are millions of ways to look at it. You don't need another pair of eyes. You need a different perspective. Let's see what this is about. I don't know Like the energy is not really focused specifically on something. It's kind of like focusing on their bigger picture instead of the problem, if that makes sense. Let's use tarot and see what if we can get more details in regards to this energy. You could be going too fast or rushing to judgment. You know, when you look at something, for example, you look at my t-shirt, you say it's yellow. You know, it's not rocket science. It's yellow. I see yellow, unless you're colorblind and maybe you see it as something else. But that is the first impression of things. For example, if an artist saw my t-shirt, they could be saying it's not yellow. There are many shades of yellow. And they could disagree with your perception of things. So in a way, it's telling you it's okay to have a first thought about something. Or even if you think your perception of it is a deep thought, but it's not the only thought. And it's okay to not decide, to not mark it as something or as such. Not rush to that. Take your time. Don't feel pressured to make your mind. And this feels like in regards to your decisions, in regards to your perception and judgment when it comes to the things you're dealing with, especially more complex than a freaking t-shirt color, okay? Yeah. Allow different possibilities to be there. Because when you choose something, you have chosen a path. You have made up your mind. You have concluded something. But this is telling you, why rush to that stage? It's like, it's wanting you to not decide and to take your time deciding. Not to confuse you, but to open up or to open you up. I feel the deep thinking and the overthinking is different, okay? I mean, it should be different. There's a difference between deep thinking and overthinking. Now, you might say, what is the difference? The way I'm explaining things right now. The deep thinking allows you to be more open-minded. The overthinking is already having an opinion and then overthinking the situation. See what I mean? So before you get to the stage of concluding or making a judgment in regards to anything, don't rush to that stage just yet. Hold off your opinion of that thing. And kind of let it be for what it is rather than your perception of it. Because that will allow you to have more perspective coming in. Because if you draw a conclusion to a certain perspective, you've already created those lines in your brains to have perceived it in a certain way. So wait, don't rush, and you will see more lines coming through. And then when you are 100% certain, you can make your conclusion. Especially if you don't know what you're looking at, what you're dealing with, and it's a complex situation. No need to rush. Sit with it. Objectively. Know that things are not black and white. There are so many shades of gray. and sit with it. See how it behaves. See how it mutates. See how many layers it's got. See how many solutions it offers. Very interesting. I mean, this is like some wise advice for someone that has potential to be greater than they are, or appear, or think they are. So, let's see what else we have for this. We just have 2 cards here, and we already spoke about it for 10 minutes. Yes. I'm hearing the truth does not need to be found. And I don't know what that exactly means. The truth is there, is what I'm hearing. Okay, so if we put that, the truth is there, the truth does not need to be found. Interesting. You know what this is giving me is that the truth will appear in its own timing, or in its own, or when the time is right, I want to say. You don't need to look for it. Now, I'm not saying that, just sit and do nothing in the pursuit of truth. Of course, I'm not saying that, because that's just a lazy way to excuse yourself from learning. But I feel like if you think you have to dig the truth out by force, no, you don't have to. Because if you find yourself having to dig the truth out, then you're trying to find a reason to feel like your perception of the truth is right. Does that make sense? So in a way, you're trying to find the truth in order to feel validated. And it's a real thing, Sometimes people will have an opinion about something, and they will only look for that opinion in order to put it in your face and say, see, I told you, that is the truth, which aligns with the truth I told you. But that's not necessarily the truth, meaning it's a forced truth. And I'm not saying that you're wrong, like I'm not saying that your truth could be wrong. It could be right, and it could be right every fucking time. Let me tell you. It can happen. When people say, I'm always right, some of them are real when they say that. Some of them are just arrogant, some of them are just egotistical. But it can happen, especially to those that are wise enough to know. But when people say truth will always prevail, it's because it has a timing. It doesn't need digging. It will dig itself out sooner or later. It has a timing. And this is kind of like telling you, if your truth is the truth, then you don't have to defend it. You don't have to dig it out. It will prevail. So in a way, this is telling you to not rush to try to be validated by what you perceive to be the truth, or what you perceive to be right. Because when we spoke about earlier rushing to judgment, your judgment could be 100% right. But that doesn't need to be defended. It doesn't need to be proved. I'm not saying that, you know, if you're a scientist and you're doing some type of study and research, you know, you don't have to look for it. Sure. But I'm talking about like more complex, deep things that could be part of your soul understanding of what life is and what things are, and maybe emotions and something even deeper than that. Soul. So it's kind of like this is giving me kind of like be content with what you know and don't rush to judging it. Because even in your own pursuit of truth, you could change your mind. No one is perfect, and that's perfectly fine. And it's a beautiful thing because that is part of the human experience. You don't come here prepared, you prepare. And so be open-minded that your opinion of things can change also over time. So it's not only the truth coming out in its time, your opinion of the truth could also change in time. So this is basically telling you, be more of an observant than a judge. Become more observing than judging. You will find more wisdom, more information like that. And you don't have to take things too close to yourself because you've already formed an opinion or a judgment in regards to whatever you're looking at. This will also connect you to higher realms, meaning you will be more open-minded to expand your spirituality and expand your knowledge. Because as a human being, you could limit your knowledge based on what you deem as facts. But if you go beyond that, you connect to higher realms. And higher realms in this day and age is not as popular as I would like it to be. And in most cases, it is pretentious. Like you will find a lot of people that say, oh, I'm connecting, or oh, I'm doing this because my higher self is telling me, when really it's the ego. So it's quite an interesting journey. And those that are patient and those that observe more than judge and rush will do better at it, will find more, will be wiser. You are not someone that is ordinary, I want to say. You are a deep thinker. I don't know why I got water, so you could have water in your chart. You are a deep thinker, as deep as the ocean goes. You are deep. But it can work against you. You're not at a level where you can control your depth. When I say control, I don't mean, you know, put it in a swimming pool. But I mean, you can't really stop yourself. You don't have the discipline in order to take advantage of this depth. In a way, I'm feeling like your depth can agitate you. And perhaps this is one of the reasons why you try to rush to a judgment or try to rush to an opinion, so that you can stop the deep thinking. And it becomes overthinking because the ego gets involved. The ego wants to be validated. The ego wants to be heard, wants to be stroked and comforted. The ego does not like deep thinking because it's afraid of that depth and that darkness that comes with it. So, discipline and being patient with yourself And accepting who you are, regardless of your surroundings, can help here. And obviously, besides the other things that we talked about already. Let me see if there's anything else, otherwise I will close this. I see that there was or is, there were moments and memories and experiences from your past, people that have shunned you down, that made you feel guilty for being a deep thinking or a deep person. I see that people from your past have traumatized you, made you feel awkward and weird for being a deep thinker, made you feel slow, made you feel unheard, misunderstood. So there is a part of you that resents who you are. And it's not because of who you are, it's because of the people that hurt you for who you are. That needs healing. That needs forgiving. I always say, forgive but never forget. You forgive others for your sake. If you cannot forgive others, you can never move on. It becomes a poison that you drink every day, thinking that it's their fault, but really, you keep drinking the poison. So if someone tried to poison you, I don't know, and you find them out, and you're like, oh, how dare you, you were everything to me, or you meant so much to me, and you keep drinking the tea or whatever, you have made that choice to keep drinking the poison. You already know that they hurt you, they're no good for you, or whatever else. So forgiveness, you do that for yourself. You forgive others in order to be able to remove the poison and detox it out of your body, your soul, your essence, because it will be limiting to you and who you are in the future. There is that part that we spoke about that needs transformation in order for you to accept who you truly are and embrace and love who you truly are. Now, I'm already hearing someone, oh, I love myself. This message wouldn't come out if that was true. If you love who you are wholeheartedly, then this message is not for you. You know, it's okay. I'm okay with that. I'm not here to plant doubt in yourself. If you know wholeheartedly and you are an honest person with yourself, not trying to prove anything to anyone, then good for you. We are here to help someone here that has a part of them that is working against them, whether on a conscious level or a subconscious level. We are here to bring awareness to you. This part of you is creating, it's kind of like a freaking tumor, you know, like it grows. It affects you. It affects your future. It affects how you think. It affects how you deal with problems. It affects what you think of yourself. It affects how you see yourself and perceive yourself in accordance to yourself and others. So it needs to be looked at. It's like kind of having like a rotten fruit in the midst of fresh fruit. The rotten fruit will infect the fresh fruit. So this part of you needs to be first controlled and removed after. You have great potential. You have great potential to not only help yourself, but through helping yourself, you could help others. Because like I said earlier, you are not an ordinary person. You didn't come to this life to just live it, accomplish some goals, and move along. You're here on some type of mission, and your first mission is yourself. I mean, this is basically setting things by example. And it's my favorite type. Because whenever you improve yourself, you elevate others automatically by setting that example. There is a social construct that we live by. And if you start with yourself, it will be like a domino effect. Start with yourself. Be the better version every time and every time. Every time and every time. I like that. But if you start with yourself, it will have an automatic effect on the people surrounding you. And if they start with themselves, they will help the people that surrounds them. So, a domino effect. And this is why this reading is focused on you. It's not about others and what others are doing, because, we get those readings. But this specifically is focused on you. Because you are not in your full potential to unlock your next stages in life. And even if you have accomplished great things in life, it doesn't matter. You can do more. You're supposed to do more, is what I should say. So, I hope this helped you. And it was great connecting with you. I hope you benefit from this and change your life altogether. Who you are today is your past self. Who you are building today is for your future self. Always aim to be better. So make today count. Best of luck, and I will see you soon.